Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess if you couldn't tell right about now, I think my my arms do feel like they're aching, and they do hurt, and not to mention do feel a bit stiff at the same time, but hey, I might as well get this out in case a lot of you guys want to know why that is. Well, it's probably because right around earlier today, depending on when I'm recording this, I have recently not only got my booster shot for the vaccine for COVID-19, pretty much since after I got the actual vaccine several months ago, or should I say earlier this year, but I've also got my long-awaited flu shot at the same time, so yeah, pretty much short, sweet, and to the point, I think my family and I actually did manage to book appointments to get the booster shot for the COVID vaccine, which I was actually really looking forward to a whole lot, and plus they were also offering flu shots around the same time, to which I was hoping I will get for sure, but I was already saying my eyes on the booster shot, but hey, I was lucky enough to get the flu shot alongside my booster shot for the COVID vaccine, so yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, that would definitely explain why my arms, pretty much my upper arms, do hurt a whole lot. It's because I actually got those not too long ago, but I will say this right now, the wait was actually well worth it in the end, and yeah, I think I'm starting to develop a bit of a headache right about now, but it's only minor right about now and not major, so I should be alright for now, so yeah, I think that's the best way I can actually describe why I actually got today, and if you are one of the lucky people to actually get yourself fully vaccinated some time ago, I highly recommend that you definitely think long and hard about booking appointments to get the booster shot after pretty much after several months after you've been fully vaccinated. It will definitely also help out a whole lot for sure. So yeah, I guess if you haven't already, definitely think about booking an appointment to get your booster shot if you're already fully vaccinated some time ago, and of course, if you are one of the anti-vaxxers out there that still refuses to take the vaccine anyways, well, pretty much my response to all of you is, good luck with dealing with bad karma. And pretty much by bad karma, I pretty much yeah, I think I pretty much mean you contracting the virus for sure, but it's still bad karma nevertheless. So yeah. So yeah, that's my best recommendation right now. Definitely think long and hard about getting your booster shot for the COVID vaccine, and if you haven't got the actual COVID vaccine, I highly suggest you do so as well. So yeah, I guess enough about me talking about vaccines and whatnot, because that's not the main subject for today's video, right? But now I'm actually here to talk about a movie that came out not too long ago that I got the chance to go see. So yeah, I guess I might as well get that out there. So yeah, I guess since after a pretty nice morning I had getting the booster shot as well as my flu shot, I think I pretty much decided to do something big special for sure, because pretty much right around yesterday when this video goes live, it was of course my mom's birthday, so I kind of figure I would actually do something special for her for this special occasion. And luckily enough for today's movie we're going to be talking about right about now, it is that special treat for sure. So yeah, honestly, I wish I could have actually done this movie a whole lot, pretty much much earlier than I expected, but yeah, some things might have gotten in the way in addition to that, but I guess now is the right time to actually talk about this movie right about now, just to fully get that off my chest right about now. So yeah, I guess for today's movie right about now, we're not only going to be talking about the pretty much talk about this latest movie that just came out, but it's actually done by one of my favorite directors of all time, and probably one of my heroes for sure, which is none other than Steven Spielberg. So yeah, who doesn't love Steven Spielberg? He is actually a really great director by far, and has actually crafted some really great movies in the past. Yeah, you definitely name it. Jaws, Indiana Jones, E.T., Jurassic Park, and that's just to name a few, to be honest. Yeah, many of which are, of course, really recognizable, and even won major amounts of awards, particularly the Academy Awards for sure. And of course, with today's movie right about now, we have not only actually been given to a really great movie from Steven Spielberg. Excuse me. So yeah, we're not only treated to a really great Steven Spielberg movie after quite some time after getting some movies from him that are, well, good. Not great, just good. Yeah, but it's also pretty much, if anything, Steven Spielberg's first attempt at, well, something that is pretty much well known in the film industry for some time, but is also pretty much a new territory for him. And my God, his first attempt at doing this really nailed it on the head right about now, and for good reason. So yeah, I guess if anything, for today's movie I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Steven Spielberg's take on one of the most recognizable musicals of all time, which is none other than West Side Story. So yeah, pretty much for what it is, that is of course what I'm going to be talking about here today, and of course I did go see it with, of course, my mom for her birthday this year, and it's actually well worth it. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much since after I came back from seeing it, I'm of course gonna be talking about West Side Story, or as a lot of people are saying, West Side Story 2021, or as I like to call it, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. So yeah, pretty much if anything, that's what I'm gonna mainly call it for, of course, this video. I'm just gonna mainly call it Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. So yeah, I think that's the good way I can say about this movie right about now. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've got this introduction out of the way, I guess I might as well do a little bit of a background history on the actual musical itself, West Side Story. And hey, what else can I say about this musical that I know a lot of people have been saying about it? It's pretty much really well known as being one of the greatest Broadway musicals of all time, and it's actually for really great reasons for sure. It is actually really that great. It's actually got a really gripping story, interesting characters, and not to mention some really great music and some really powerful dance. Yeah, some really powerful dancing for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, a lot of Broadway fans, including myself, to be honest, actually has a really strong love for West Side Story. So yeah, and of course, it actually did get things going for a whole lot. Like, of course, it actually pretty much kickstarted the massive career of course, well-known. Yeah, pretty much a well-known Broadway composer himself, which is practically pretty much everyone proclaim him as a Broadway god, Stephen Sondheim, which, as a lot of you may not know, he has very sadly passed away very recently, which is actually a shame. So rest in peace, Stephen Sondheim. So yeah, and of course, not to mention, apart from West Side Story being a really recognizable musical, it's also been turned to, of course, one of the greatest movies of all time in 1961, which is, of course, given to us by, of course, pretty much a well-known director, Robert Wise, who you may remember, who was also directing such other classic films that he directed, like, of course, The Haunting, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and, of course, another musical that he directed as a feature film, The Sound of Music. So, yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that West Side Story is, of course, a really recognizable musical for sure, and has gained the reputation as one of the greatest Broadway musicals of all time that has been going on for several decades right about now, and of course, in case you actually don't know, pretty much what he is, to be honest, well, pretty much in a nutshell, just think of it as basically Romeo and Juliet, but set in New York City in the 1950s. So yeah, that's pretty much why I can actually describe West Side Story. It's basically Romeo and Juliet, but set in New York City in the 1950s. So yeah, that's the best way I can actually describe West Side Story, to be honest, and yeah. I guess there's no doubt in my mind that a lot like everyone else, I actually have a really great love for West Side Story, to be honest. Not just from the Robert Wise film that came out back in 1961, but also, not to mention, pretty much years ago, where I was volunteering at Cortland Repertory Theater, I was kind enough to actually see their production of West Side Story, and it turned out great for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say about West Side Story, to be honest, as a musical. So when I actually heard that Steven Spielberg was going to be doing his take on it, I actually did get quite curious because, I mean, he has never actually done a musical for sure throughout his entire directing career, to be honest. So I guess I knew right away. I'm actually quite interested to see how it turns out, and of course, it has took a while because, much like every other movie, this movie has been delayed constantly because of the pandemic, for sure. So yeah, and of course, since after a long time of waiting, it's finally out right about now, and I can immediately tell from the trailers that I actually saw. With, of course, the first one I saw during the Academy Awards earlier this year. I actually did get quite interested to see on how it'll turn out. So yeah, luckily enough for my mom's birthday, she and I actually decided to go see West Side Story for what it is, and yeah, I guess if anything, we have officially came back from seeing it, and I guess the only question remains, since after I finally got the chance to see it, what do I think of this movie overall? Well, I have to say, for Steven Spielberg's first attempt at directing a movie musical, personally, in my opinion, I think he absolutely nailed it on the first try. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm actually seeing right about now, pretty much his first attempt at directing a movie musical like this has actually paid off massively well, and in the end, I really love this movie overall. Yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm actually seeing, it actually kept true to, of course, what made the original musical so great, but also stand out on its own as its own separate movie. Yeah, pretty much apart from, of course, the Robert Wise version, to which, yeah, don't get me wrong, is still great, to be honest, but yeah, I guess in the end, this interpretation of West Side Story is just absolutely great, and I did get myself fully investing by far, so yeah, I guess with everything I have to say, I really love this movie overall, so yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've got that out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about. First of all is, of course, the story for, of course, this movie, and yeah, I think pretty much I know from earlier, you already know the story for, of course, this movie for sure, basically the musical is basically Romeo and Juliet, but set in New York City in the 1950s. And I have to say, for a story like this, for the case of this movie, I actually find the story in this movie to be absolutely really gripping for sure. Yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm actually seeing for sure, I think I really get pretty much the full basis down on what's going on. I understand the conflict that's been going on, which of course led to the two rival gangs being the Jets and the Sharks fighting each other for sure, and everything else I actually find myself getting myself fully invested with this movie. I actually do get myself really invested into this one. Yeah, I think I was immediately hooked on, of course, the storyline for, of course, this movie, and I actually find myself following through it massively well, and it's even structured out really great for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I really do admire the story, and of course, this movie. It actually kept true to, of course, the original musical, but also make it very gripping for sure for its own movie for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, I do find myself really invested with, of course, this movie, and of course the story really helped me follow through with it for sure. So yeah. And of course, on top of all that, I really do love on how well written this movie is, with some really great writing for sure. Yeah, I will admit they actually did change some things up, and of course did a few alterations for sure. But that's actually part of the fun of it. I actually really love on how well written out this movie is, where, of course, again, unlike the Robert Wise version, where, of course, they switch things up a bit to actually make it more as a movie for sure. Here, however, I really do love the way on how well this movie is written out, in not only making it look like the actual stage musical, but also have the other part of it work well as a movie as well. So yeah. I guess that's the best way I can actually describe it. I thought the story was actually really well gripping, and the writing is actually really well crafted for sure. So yeah. And of course, like I said, it did some alterations here and there for, of course, this movie, and it actually works pretty well. Yeah, like I said, being one half of it, making him look like the actual stage musical, while the other half working well as a regular movie for sure. So yeah, I guess that's the best. I guess that's the best way I can describe that in a nutshell. So yeah. It's pretty much what I can say. Alright, so now that I've got those out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and move on to the next thing that I need to talk about, which is, of course, the characters right about now. And what else can I say about them? The characters in this movie, I actually find myself really engage with every single one of them, and I do find them to be incredibly interesting, in my opinion. I think every single one of them I've actually seen for sure. I actually do root for every single one of them. There was never actually one character that I thought was underdeveloped for sure. No, every single one of them I've actually seen is, of course, really engaging and really interesting all the way, and for that, I really do love on how well it's actually turned out. So yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. And not only that, I also find pretty much on top of the characters is that all the actors that came on board to play all these characters, my god, they actually pulled off some really great performances, in my opinion. Yeah, I think there was never one moment where, of course, I felt that character's a big off for sure, or, of course, that guy's performance is terrible for sure, or that guy's performance is way off for sure. No, every single one of them I've actually seen, they pulled off really great performances, in my opinion, and they really worked out massively well for sure. So yeah. yeah, I guess that's the best way I can describe it. I thought the characters are likable and interesting, and all the actors that came on board to play all these characters really pulled off some really great performances, in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can see on that. Alright. Yeah, looks like I'm done with that bottle, but hey, good thing I got a backup just in case, so. Alright, so moving on. So yeah, now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. Like, of course, the music and the songs, in my opinion. I do find myself really invested with, of course, every single one of them, and they all turned out great, and even bringing some really great orchestral feel to it, which actually makes it all the more great. So yeah, I guess if anything, the music and the songs, and of course this movie are really great, and they're orchestrated really great. I actually do find myself getting a really nice, slow, easy, and yet really gripping melody with, of course, Tonight, and I do find myself almost dancing to America. So yeah. So yeah, I guess if anything, and that's just to name me a few, to be honest, so yeah, I guess if anything, the music and the songs, and of course this movie, are done really well, and I love the way it actually turned out for, of course, this movie, and they're really, yeah, and they're done perfectly, in my opinion. So yeah, and not to mention the choreography, I have to say, they're also done massively well. It's actually very fast and sharp, and actually really does work out pretty well. So yeah, I guess if anything, the choreography in this movie is really done massively well, and I know it's rather impossible to actually master all these dance moves, but the way they've actually showed them off, and of course this movie actually works really well. So yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a good way I can actually describe it for sure, and not to mention visually, the film actually looks really great for sure. So yeah, for this movie to be well, of course, pretty much set in New York City in the 1950s, it actually does really look like New York City in the 1950s. It actually works really well, and I just really love how well it actually turned out. So yeah, pretty much just by seeing all that in that time period for sure, it actually works really great for sure, and it actually does make you feel like you're in that said time period. So yeah, I guess if anything, this movie actually did it massively well, and I really love on how well it actually looks for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much, like I said, Steven Spielberg actually does a fine job with this movie, as of course, the direction of this film is, of course, really great for sure, and I just really love that nice sense of charming and joy that Spielberg has actually brought onto this movie, like he actually did in the past movies that he actually directed for sure. And for that, it actually works out massively well for sure, and really does help out a whole lot. And yeah, like I said, for this movie to be Spielberg's first attempt at directing a movie musical, like I said, he absolutely nailed it for sure, and his direction actually works really well for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, and of course, I really do admire some really great camera shots for sure, as of course, this film has some brilliant cinematography for sure, and not to mention, I really love on how well cut up this film's editing as it actually does work out perfectly for the film's pacing for sure, and it really does help out well for, of course, this one, as well as, of course, this film's talking atmosphere that it's actually being giving, which also works pretty well. So yeah, I guess if anything, that's pretty much everything that I can actually describe on, of course, this movie for sure. But I will have to say, it does do a fine job in, of course, staying true to the actual stage musical that it's actually based on. And for that, I actually do find myself really invested with, of course, what's been going on. So yeah, I guess with all that combined right about now, that's actually how much I really love this movie right about now. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so I guess that'll pretty much talk about everything that I actually really love about this movie, but is it perfect? No, not really. I think there's about, like, maybe one or two things that I can nitpick for sure. Is that one is pretty much the guy playing Tony. Now, don't get me wrong, much like all the other actors that I talked about earlier, he does pull off a really great performance for sure as Tony, but I think with the way I'm seeing right about now, pretty much it is a really tough role to do, and from what I'm seeing right about now, I just kind of felt that maybe, just maybe, he might have overplayed the whole lot, and of course, Tony's emotional side of things for sure, but yeah, like I said, it is a rather tough role, to be honest. Hell, I dare even say that even I myself would say it's actually really tough for sure, but I know the guy playing Tony in this movie is trying his best for sure, but yeah, I guess if anything, maybe I think he could have actually toned down the emotional stuff just a tad big, to be honest, and of course, I should mention this right about now as another nitpick. This movie is long, to be honest, and yeah, pretty much at well over 2.5 hours long. My God, it does feel that way. I mean, I know in the first half of the movie I wasn't actually feeling it, but by the time the second half came around, my God, it really does feel like it's actually longer than 2.5 hours for sure. So yeah, like I said, this movie is massively long. But hey, I guess for what it is, that doesn't hurt everything that I have to say about this movie for sure. So yeah, with everything I've actually said about this movie, I still think it's absolutely great for sure. So yeah, I think that's the best way I can actually describe it for sure. So yeah, I guess overall, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story is a really great movie all the way, and I really find myself really engaged on, of course, all of it for sure. Everything from what I'm seeing, from the gripping story to the interesting characters, the wonderful music and the songs, and everything else that I should mention this right about now. This movie is absolutely incredible all the ways. So yeah, I guess that's the best way I can describe it for sure. And I'm not saying it's actually better than the original movie directed by Robert Wise. No, not at all. The original movie directed by Robert Wise is still a timeless classic for sure. So yeah, and I guess if anything, pretty much of anything, if you are a sucker for, of course, really old movie musicals for sure, then the original West Side Story movie is definitely a must-watch for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, the best way I can actually recommend Steven Spielberg's take on it is that pretty much, if you actually, if you look at the Robert Wise version of course, West Side Story, you would actually see it as just a regular movie, nothing much else. But for Spielberg's take, however, you can definitely see it being like an actual stage musical for one part of it, while the other part works out well as a regular old movie for sure. So yeah, that's the best way I can actually recommend Steven Spielberg's take on West Side Story. Pretty much one half of it being like the actual musical, while the other half being like the actual movie, resulting in a really great combo that actually works massively well for sure. So yeah, that's the best way I can actually describe Steven Spielberg's West Side Story for sure. And for that, I still highly recommend it all the way for sure. So yeah, and I know that's saying a whole lot from, of course, some of the other movie musicals that I've actually seen, or movies adapted from Broadway musicals that I've actually seen earlier this year. Like of course, I will still always have a strong love for In the Heights. Tick Tick Boom actually blew me away with, of course, what's been given. And despite me being massively critical on it when it actually first came out, I do have a really, yeah, I think I've now actually grown a really strong appreciation for Dear Evan Hansen for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, for a West Side Story, or yeah, like I said, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, I think that's the best way I can actually describe it, and how pretty much one half of it being like the stage musical, while the other half being like a regular old movie. And for that, I still think it actually works really well, and I fully recommend it all the way. So yeah, I guess either way, if you want to see this movie for yourself, do so. It's really well worth your time, and I absolutely love it all the way, and I guess it's safe to say that I can actually declare it as definitely one of my favorite movies for this year. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give Steven Spielberg's West Side Story a massively solid 9 out of 10. So yeah, like I say, a really great movie all the way, and like I said, for this being Steven Spielberg's take on West Side Story, yeah, or pretty much Steven Spielberg's first time directing a movie musical, he absolutely nailed it on the first try. So yeah, definitely go see this movie if you haven't got the chance yet, and of course, whether you be a jet or a shark, get together with your loved ones and actually see this movie for yourself. So yeah, it's the best way I can actually describe it for sure. So yeah. Alright. Alright, so I guess with that being said, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen Steven Spielberg's West Side Story and what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites I have provided. All the links to them are down in the description box below. And of course, feel free to support me on Patreon if you want to see sneak peeks to some videos I got coming up, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of on my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications, so that way you'll be notified once I upload a brand new video. So yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video right about now, and of course, now that this is over, I definitely need to think long and hard about what I'm gonna see next. So whatever I'm gonna be talking about, I'll be sure to let you guys know. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you at... Wait a minute, what's the date today for when this video goes live? December the 17th. Yeah, what could be, wait a minute. Today is December the 17th. You know what that means? Spider-Man time! So yeah, looks like that's of course what I'm going to be talking about in the next thoughts video right about now. So yeah, tune in next time where, of course, after a couple thoughts videos talking about the trailers for this movie, I officially am going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. So yeah, I'll be sure to let you guys know what I thought about it after I go see it. So yeah, now if you excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and see the movie right about now. So yeah, with that being said, I'm Ackleyattack4427, and I cannot wait for, of course, this one. So yeah, take care, guys. though I shouldn't hype it up too much. That's something you'll have to wait and see later on. So yeah. Actually, yes, I do. It's gonna be fucking awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see Spider-Man No Way Home right about now. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for my thoughts video on that coming up pretty soon. So yeah, bye. Oh my god, I so cannot wait. It's gonna be great.